Hello. I've been following your work off and on for a little while, and I'm just amazed at most everything. But I'm kind of at a crossroads in my life, and I have a question about focus. I fully believe in deliberate creation and getting on the energy cycles, going toward it, but I feel like my engines are a little different. From a young age, I've had a lot of interest in a lot of different things. And to be honest, without being arrogant about it, I feel pretty well suited for most everything I want to do.
We agree.
It just feels like if I were to pursue this avenue, I'm giving up 4 other avenues.
Unless you're delegating, unless you're using the leverage that creates worlds, unless you're taking your satisfaction from focus and you're letting the law of attraction bring all the cooperative components in to accomplish it. In other words, you're right if you think that you have to be the doer of all of the aspects of all of the things.
Yeah.
But what if you are the creator? What if you're the creative genius? What if you're the flower of energy? What if you are the architect or the orchestrator? What if you're the architect of the building, not the construction crew?
That's good. Yeah. I do like doing. I like doing things, but I can definitely see how that would limit.
Well, we like you doing too. Doing is delicious. Doing that is inspired just makes everything that you've flowed worth every focused moment about it. The action part of it matters a lot. Your action can be satisfying, but action that is inspired by alignment is so much more satisfying than action that comes out of a need or necessity. And so as you acknowledge that, here's the way we would understand it if we were standing in your physical shoes. If you feel interest, that means energy is flowing. And unless you do something to block the interest by doubting or worrying or pushing against something, the interest is going to grow. And with the interest growing within you, the cooperative components that are necessary grow too. So at the same time that you're saying, I'm interested in this and this and this, you're also saying, but I have the limitation of time, which means I want to attract plenty of others that can fill in those things. And it's such a beautiful, balanced world where there are people that want to do the things that you don't want to do, or are only ready to do the things that you have let go. In other words, Esther used to worry. She remembers sitting on a front porch here in San Antonio and watching these wonderful carpenters build these wooden walkways above the ground, because they wanted to take their walks even when it rained, and so they wanted to be up out of the mud. And it was a very hot day, and Esther was sitting inside with air conditioning. She was drinking something cool. She kept taking things out for them to drink, and she said at one point to them, I am so sorry. Like she was apologizing that her desire was causing them to have to work in the hot sun. And they said, hey lady, we like the work. And it sort of shocked her into a new awareness that they weren't out there angry at her for being inside where it was cool. They were appreciating the project and the work and the food that they would buy with it and so forth. And so when Esther stopped trying to figure out what was best for everybody else and accepted that law of attraction's figuring that out, that law of attraction is bringing to you what you're offering, and that everyone's inner being is showing every single one of them the path of least resistance for them, and that you can't control the path of least resistance for anyone else, but you sure can control it for yourself by keeping yourself in those good feeling places. Then you find yourself in this flow where ideas are coming to you and ideas are coming to others, and you come together in this wonderful co-creative experience where all of you are so much more than any of you could have been without the gathering of all of you being together. And then you revel in the clarity that flows through you. Don't you just love being on a project or with a group of people who have talents that are different from yours, but who are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, so that each of you can bring the best piece of your interest, the thing that rings your bells the most, to the equation? And isn't it the most delicious thing when someone else adds to it something that you didn't add, that you couldn't add, that you didn't want to add, but they added it and it was a necessary component and everyone benefited by what they added and they added and they added and they added. And so then you get this creation, this manifestation that you are all focused upon, and each one of you then receives the fullness of the gladness of what every one of those contributors added to it. So that you revel not just in the part you played, but in the part they played and they played and they played and they played, so that you're uplifting all of them in your appreciation of what they added. Don't you kind of want that?
I want that. That's what I want. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, yeah.
So let those juices flow. And never again, or well, do whatever you want, and you probably will again, but don't say there's not enough of me to go around, because there is enough of you, because you have endless energy. You just got to get your valve open so that all that you are can flow. And you got to see yourself as not doing it alone, because some of the most delicious, satisfying experiences are when the others who you put in your vortex a long time ago come out and play with you, and they get to revel in the sunlight that you're shining too.
Oh man, thank you. Wow. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Enough?
That's enough. Yes, thank you.
Really good.